and welcome back to the pig room, or welcome to the pig room if you are new here. Today I am really excited, or I should say tonight, I am really excited for tonight's video because we are going to be doing my evening routine for my 14 pigs. I have done my morning routine and you guys seem to love it so much. A lot of you guys actually came across my channel through that video, but I just wanted to show you guys my entire process of cleaning out all of my cages for all of my 14 guinea pigs. It does take me quite a bit of time, probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours, just because there's so much to do in regards to spot cleaning, changing out pee pads, litter boxes, changing out new toys, filling up water bottles, potentially even doing full cage cleaning. So I definitely have my work cut out for me every single night. I'm someone who likes to keep my pigs' cages as clean as possible, but as you guys know and are aware, if you guys are guinea pig owners, it's almost impossible to keep their cages clean for longer than like an hour. What I like to do is do it as much as I possibly can, sometimes even 3 times, but for the most part, I do it about twice a day. There are occasions where I do miss the mornings and I will just do it in the evening, which I find to be a little bit better, just so that they're not sleeping in their poops and any kind of other messes. So I will typically always make sure to do it at night, but if I am on the roll, I will do it twice a day, morning and night, and I find that it really just helps to keep down the smell, and it also allows me to have really pretty pictures when I'm taking photos of the pigs without having like poop and hay everywhere. So it works out really, really well for me. So I'm gonna give you guys the rundown of everything that I do. There may be some time lapses. I'm gonna probably talk through with you guys everything that I'm doing, giving you guys updates. This will probably take me longer than usual. It typically takes me about an hour and a half to 2 hours, so this may take me about 2.5 hours. Let's get through this video. We have our work cut out for us. I'm gonna actually show you guys the cages, what they look like, and just show you the reality of having 14 pigs. All right, so here is what we are currently working with in regards to the status of the pig room. As you guys can probably see just at first glance, it is super messy. I don't really focus on this kind of mess when it comes to my evening routine. I really just do this in the mornings just because it's not my main priorities. It's the piggies. It is not all pretty 24/7. They are probably one of the most messy small animals in the world, but nonetheless, it is something that they can't control, and I still love them to death no matter what. So here is Caroline and Wanda's cage. They tend to be a little bit cleaner than the other pigs, which I really like. Here is Vision. He's a goofball, and he loves to knock down all of his items and cannot keep them up. I don't know what it is about him. He just makes a huge mess in there, so I definitely have my work cut out for myself every single night with him. And then we have Jojo doing the same as well, knocking over his bunk bed. He's a super strong man and can also knock down that house right there. Likes to kick around his hay. And then we've got Toby and Ashton, who are a little bit better. They kind of do the majority of their business in the bunk beds. That's where they hang out the most and do a majority of their pooping. And then for their hay, it's a little bit messy. You can see Toby right there. He's just hanging out. We've got Ezra right here. Hi, is he coming to say hi? I will also give you guys updates on his lip if you guys have not been following me on my Instagram and seeing what's been happening there, because as you can see, these boys are now separated from him. As you can see, we have a separator, so Ezra is now on his own because he had an injury from Kai, but I will obviously give you guys the rundown on that. They're actually my last pigs to clean every single night because they're the most crazy, and they cannot stay in their cage, so they actually come out and I can clean their cage really fast while they're out and about for floor time. So let's go ahead and get started. I have all of my clean laundry right here, which I did over the course of the entire day. This is pretty much all of the laundry that I do every day to 2 days. I have so much to do. It's liners, pee pads, towels, and also a few cozy items. So if there is any cages that I find to be really super dirty and are in need of a full cage clean, I will use the liners. I think I have like 4 of them. But if I find that some cages are just in need of some clean pee pads, I will just replace those and just do kind of like a smaller scale cleaning. So let's go ahead and start. I like to start with my 2 girls, Lennon and Willow. They are not super messy. They like to make a mess in their kitchen, but for the most part in their like living area, it's pretty clean. So I'll start with them and then work my way over to the right and then go down to Jojo, Vision, and then Wanda and Caroline. So I'm just gonna set you guys up on a tripod and we will get started. So I've got my dustpan and brush right here, and I got my trash bin off to the side where I will put all the poops and the hay inside of, so you guys won't see that, but just know that it's all going into the trash can. So the first thing that I like to do when it comes to cleaning their cages is just take out all the hidey items. I find that's the easiest approach rather than like working around them. So I'll just take them out and then get to scooping up all their poops. And I'll just shake out all their droppings right there. For when it comes to the pee pads, I'll just throw them on the ground and then just put them in the hamper afterwards because they are pretty wet. They are actually from last night, but pee pads tend to be needed to be changed every single day, depending upon how much they actually pee on them. But for the most part, it's usually every day for me, for my pigs, or it's, if I get lucky, like every other day. All right, so those are all off to the side. I am noticing that there are some spots that are a little bit wet, so I'm I'm actually gonna end up doing a full cage clean for Lennon and Willow, which actually tends to be a little bit easier when it comes to doing these kind of cage cleanings every night. So this is actually a liner that I made. This is the elephant fleece, which I really like so much. It's probably one of my favorite ones. When it comes to my more messy pigs, I really don't like to use fleece like this with towels underneath because I do find that it doesn't last as long. So when it comes to my dirtier pigs, I do like to use my liners just because they're a lot more thicker and also more absorbent. So I just find that I'm not doing full cage cleanings as often, which is really helpful. And then because I'm noticing some spots that are a little bit dirtier, kind of in the corners with like pee marks, I'll just get my 50-50 vinegar and water solution and some paper towels and just spritz some right in the corner, just getting rid of any of that gunk and also the smell. I really do like to keep my cages as clean as possible. It's just kind of a belief, a personal belief for me, that like if your cages are super clean, I just find that it really does keep the peace between all your pigs because it's just not super stinky with all their smells, and I just find that the pigs really do enjoy having a more fresher cage. And I feel like if I was a pig, I mean, that makes the most sense. Like I want to live in an area that's like super clean and like, you know, I'm going to sleep and not my poop. So I really just like to treat my pigs as if I were them, which I feel like is the best approach to owning guinea pigs. And you're just relaxing, Missy. You're just relaxing. Can you move to the other side, baby? Yes? I know. And Lennon and Willow are really good with their litter box, so I actually believe I have to change theirs out. Yep, it's super dirty. So I'm just gonna do that and empty this in here. You guys can see. There's all pee on the bottom. So gross. So are you already going over, Willow? I'm sorry, I just hit your booty. There you go. Is that nice and fresh? Yes. I like to actually spray this down as well with the vinegar and water solution. I make sure also not to like spray it over here and getting it into their eyes. So I'm always careful with that. Usually I'll do it outside of the cage, but I just want to give you guys a full demonstration of what I do and also how dirty the litter boxes are. Typically when it comes to my litter boxes, I have to change them out every, I want to say 3 days at least when it comes to all my pigs. Caroline and Wanda tend to use it really, really well. Caroline uses a lot more than Wanda. So sometimes I'll actually have to change theirs out every 2 days. But for the most part in all the pigs, it's usually 3 days. The boys, every single week, because they don't really use it, but for my girls, they're really good at using their litter boxes. So these are just Kill and Dry premium pellets that I get from my Tractor Supply. And the reasoning for putting these first is because they have some of the best like absorbency powers. Like they really do absorb the pee so well. So I'll stick that on the bottom, and because it's really rough, like on their feet, I don't want them to like kind of have like sore feet on this and kind of cut themselves because it is a little sharp. So I'll do this first as a first layer, and then on top of it I'll put my paper bedding, which is a lot softer. So I'll do this as like the super absorbent layer, and then I'll put the paper on top. And I really do find that when they do pee and do their business, it kind of goes through the paper bedding and into this layer, which is like the magic trick to just keeping your litter boxes super clean and not smelling. And then grabbing my paper bedding, which is by the brand So Fresh. I absolutely love this brand. It's super good, especially this bedding. And I'll just get a big scoop of that and then sprinkle some right on top. Just enough to where they're not going to really be stepping on a majority of the paper pellets. And as you can see at the end of it, you can't even see the premium pellets, which is really nice. So I'll just stick that right in the corner. So that is pretty much it when it comes to actually physically cleaning the cage. Now it's just a matter of adding in back their items and clean pee pads. So I'm gonna grab their pee pads and then their hidey houses and then just kind of decorate everything. All right, so I'll just grab a bunch of clean items. So I've got like a bed, I got a bunch of pee pads, bunk bed pads, and a microfiber rug. All right, so we'll just put their bed right here, then we'll put their bigger pee pad right here. I love to use the bigger pee pads under their like wooden houses just because I find that they're in there the most and they do the most amount of pooping in there, so it just helps to contain the mess a little bit more. And then since this is dirty, this goes into the wash, and then I'll get a clean bunk bed pad and I'll put this right in there. This is Willow and Lennon's absolute favorite bed. And I love to tuck something right over it so it's a lot more cozier. And just so you guys know, they do go up on here, but they never jump off. So if you guys are worried about that, please don't be. And then we'll put their little log back. Actually, I'm gonna give them, where is the, here it is. Let's put their food right here, or what's left of it. They actually did a good number on that. They usually don't eat all their pellets, but they did today. And then just to make the bed even more cozy, I'll just place a nice pee pad right there. So here's the clean cage, nice and fresh. They were the most dirty, so they of course got a fresh clean liner and also fresh pee pads and a rug and also a clean litter box. They are the best girls when it comes to using their litter box. I'm very happy with it. I'm very pleased. I'm sure they are too. Are you happy, girl Lennon? Yay! Yes, you can sleep all cozy tonight. No poopies in your face. Is that my good girl? She's just laying down. Oh my goodness, you're so precious, Len. You are. Oh my god, you got stains from your veggies. You got stains from your veggies. Alrighty, so that is Lennon and Willow's cage, and now we will move on to Teddy, Eris, and Kyle's cage. She is knocked out. All right, you know what? Since they are munching down, I think we're actually gonna start off on the living side. So let me just start off with taking out all their items. Just so you guys can also see how dirty these get. Like super wet, stained, a lot of hair. So important to have pee pads. All right, so they definitely need an entire cage clean because this is soaking wet back here. So we'll just do that. Again, guys, like when it comes to using just normal fleece with towels, I really find that they don't last as long as liners. So I do have to change these out quite often. So they're definitely gonna have to get a liner that I made. So I won't have to be doing this so much. But they were in the wash, so I had to do this, which is okay. Because they actually ended up moving their fleece, they did poop in that corner and also peed, so there's a little bit of smeared poop in that corner. So I'm just gonna get my cleaning solution and just spray that a little bit. Also a new thing that they really like, it's been something that I've been trying out, I just clip a piece of fleece or blanket to some binder clips on the side and just drape it, and they love sleeping under it and just running through it. So I've been sticking with it and they really do like it. And then for them, I'm going to use this fleece. This is another custom liner that I made for myself. All right, girls, can we scooch over? Come on. No, that's the wrong way. I'm trying to like get them over to the other side. Come on. There we go. Good girl. Come on. Come on, Kyle. Come on. Good girl. Again, they also get nervous too when I'm cleaning their cages. So I'll just have them stay over there while I clean the kitchen area. I like swear by the 50-50 vinegar water solution when it comes to cleaning their cages. It doesn't smell the best. I mean, I'm used to it by now, but I definitely know that to some people it won't smell the best compared to some like traditional pet cleaners out there. But I really do find that it's a great disinfectant, especially being able to use it for their laundry. It just really does get rid of the smell. So if you guys haven't tried it out, definitely give it a go. It's like a lifesaver. So here is the girlies' clean cage, nice fresh liner, nice fresh pee pads, all of their houses, a nice clean bed as well. And then I decided to actually give them all their hay so they can just have something to munch on while I do the others. All right, so moving on to Mr. Jojo's cage. As you guys can see, he absolutely demolishes his 3x3. He figures out a way to make it the most messy space ever. I don't even know how he manages to flip over that wooden house because it's so heavy, but he is one chunky, strong boy. His fleece is actually pretty dry, so he's not in need of a full cage clean, which actually works out better for me. Can't believe he like disowned my piggy bunk bed this way. Oh my god, this is so gross. All right, Mr. Jojo, let's get this cage back in order. So I'll just brush this off real quick. It's actually pretty dry just because it was the top bunk pad. I'll take this one, give it a good wipe off as well. Take this out, and then we'll start taking out all of his toys and his houses. Also, I'll try to avoid getting in front of the camera so much. It's kind of like a weird little corner that I'm in right now, so I just want to show you guys everything that I'm doing. And just a little update on Jojo. The last time that you guys saw him was when I was trying to bond him with Vision. If you guys watched that video, I'll link that as well. If you guys didn't see it. Obviously did not go well, so that is why Jojo and Vision are now living side by side with a separator. I really do find them getting along a lot better through kind of the grids rather than being in the same cage with one another. I was honestly pleasantly surprised with the way that the bonding went. I really did think that Jojo was going to be super friendly, not territorial, not aggressive, but it really turned out to be the complete opposite. It was Vision that I was worried for before I did it, not Jojo, but it really did kind of shake up my viewpoint on how Jojo is and his personality with other pigs. And after the whole entire experience with bonding him with Vision, I really did take into account like his past. I did know obviously that he had a really bad situation with previous cage mates that he had, given that he had a cut on his back. So I think he just has a really bad relationship with other pigs, and maybe just having another male inside of the bonding pen just really spooked him out, which is why he felt the need to be super aggressive. So honestly, I can't blame him, but it's definitely not an experience I'm going to put myself or the pigs through again, especially Jojo. He, I think, just by nature is aggressive after he was really attacked at his last home by another pig. And I just don't want to, you know, put him through that and feel like he has to attack another pig in order to kind of prove his dominance. So unfortunately, I mean, it does make me sad. Jojo will be living alone. I think maybe if the opportunity presents itself for, you know, me to have a baby male, then it will work for me to bond him with that baby. I just don't feel comfortable with bonding him with any, you know, other male pig that's older than being a baby. Look at all the poops that he did in here. Makes my life so much easier. But nonetheless, I mean, he's super, super friendly with me. And after, like, you guys commented on my video with the bonding one, a lot of you actually told me that teddy guinea pigs tend to be a lot more friendly with humans and not so much with other pigs. It tends to be actually quite difficult to bond them with other pigs, especially when they're on the more older side. Jojo's 1 and like 3 months, so he's not that old, but he's definitely past the hormonal stage. It is what it is. I mean, he's super content and happy with living in his own space, so that's the only thing that really matters. And then here are my piggy bunk beds. If you guys don't know, I do sell these on my Etsy shop. They are all of my pigs' absolute favorite item. They're just super cozy. So if you guys are actually interested in checking them out, I do have them on my Etsy. They may be sold out by the time that you guys are seeing this video, but I will be planning on having a restock. As always, if they do sell out, you guys have been showing me so much support lately, not only on my YouTube channel, but also on my Etsy, which I'm like so incredibly grateful for. So thank you guys so much for that. I do make a lot of products if you guys are just coming across my channel today. I make a lot of these squish tunnels, I do jumbo pee pads, I make the bunk beds and also those pads, and then I also have a bunch more items coming out in the near future, so stay tuned for that. All right, I'll just throw in an extra pee pad for him just in case he wants to be a little cozy. These are actually my old pee pads that I made when I first started sewing. They do only have one layer of U-Haul in the middle, so it's kind of thin. The ones that I make right now for my Etsy shop are all 2 layers and they're much better quality and a lot thicker. These I just use for my own pigs. I'm not really, you know, picky with that, but I do really need to make what I make for you you guys for myself. I just find myself making all my stuff for you guys, which is fine, but I definitely need to like up my game in regards to like what I have for my own pigs. Moving on to Vision's cage. Hi, boy. As you guys can see, he is just as messy and demolishes his cage super badly, but that is just in his nature. He loves to just grab on to like the lip of this and just flip it over. Not sure why. It's been something new that he's been doing these last couple weeks. He just loves to flip it over and just sleep right inside of here. If that's what he likes, then that's what he likes, but it definitely does not look good. So we're gonna clean this up, make it a lot more prettier, just how like Jojo's is. As you guys can see, he's just enjoying the piggy bunk bed. He loves that thing. He is super cozy in it. He's so cute. And then Vision actually has my old design, which is a little bit smaller and not as good of quality. So the one that Jojo's in is actually the one that I sell in my Etsy shop, so it's a lot better quality. So I just realized my camera didn't film me sweeping up his cage, but this is what it looks like now. I was actually just talking about the difference between Walmart fleece and Joann's fleece and kind of the differences that I've noticed, especially when it comes to the quality and kind of how well it holds up to guinea pigs. As you guys can see here, when they pee on it, this is the Walmart fleece, by the way, it stains so much. It's so brown. As you guys can also see back here, it is absolutely disgusting. I really try not to use my Walmart fleece unless I'm completely out of my Joann's fleeces or the liners that I've made using the Joann fleeces. This is the reason why. I just find it to be super gross looking and it's just not like the best quality of fabric. So I really try not to do this. Keep this in mind, guys, if you are going to be getting your fleece from Walmart. For some reason, it just does this a lot. Yeah, and it's not great. I'm going to be doing an entire video making over the pig room yet again. I honestly thought I was done, but given the circumstances of having now Ezra being alone, there's definitely some changes that need to be made. So I may do some extensions of the cages. I may add some things, make things smaller, just because there's some pigs of mine that don't really use the space as much as I would like. So I think just downgrading them by like a cube or two really won't make a difference to, you know, their happiness. And then we will put, let's just do the yellow ones. These are cute for the elephants. His toy. All right. And then Vision is good to go. He's a happy boy. So a lot of people ask me when it comes to doing these, you know, double stacked cages, is it difficult to clean underneath the cages? And it definitely isn't as easy as cleaning the upper level. Obviously, given the fact that I have to like get in the cage basically. But honestly, I don't find it that difficult. I mean, I've been doing this now for like months, so it's pretty easy. And my original setup with my pigs back when I was living in New York, it was even more complicated than this, so I really don't mind. Plus, having these two grids in the front come off makes my life a lot easier, so I can really get in here. So for the most part, it's not that hard. I really just feel like this makes the most sense to have my cages be laid out like this because it saves so much space, and with having so many pigs, that's honestly the #1 thing that you should be doing, is trying to really make the most out of your space and the lights and stuff. So yeah, it's not awful trying to clean it, but it's definitely not as easy as the upper levels. And also, for those of you who don't know, I had a pregnancy scare with Wanda. Her and Vision were outside of the cage at the same time, and I was just super worried that she was pregnant. And the other day, I'll actually attach a photo, she looked super pregnant. She's gained 200 grams in the span of about a month and a half. So I really thought for sure she was pregnant, but next day she actually looked less big, like how she looks now. So it might have just been because she was bloated from the third cut Timothy hay that I gave her, because I ran out of my normal hay that I always give. The more you know. I actually didn't know that was a result of giving third cut Timothy hay. Alright, so I just gave them their hay, put it in the litter box, put some other toys in, and also their bed back in because it wasn't that wet. Fiddlestick tunnel, their hay tunnel, the little bunk bed, their canopy, and then this wooden house. So the girlies are all clean. I didn't realize I would be doing this many cage cleanings, like full cage cleanings tonight, but you know, you can't predict how messy the pigs are gonna be. But we're moving on to the boys who are over here and are anticipating their clean cages. So we're gonna start with Toby and Ashton and then work our way down to Ezra and Kai and Winston. All right, so there is their cage, all nice and fresh. Just gave them some fresh hay. I just added that house actually because they didn't have that before, but that was really, really simple. I think that was the most like simple cage that I cleaned all night. Now on to the troublemakers, my craziest pigs ever. As you guys can see, they are anticipating getting out. Every single time I clean their cage, they know I'm going to remove this grid and they just like don't want to come out. So sometimes I will let them, but for just the sake of this video, I'm going to just try and keep them in the cage. As you guys can also see, Ezra has made a full recovery to his lip. If you guys don't know, they're actually separated because Kai ended up biting him super badly on the lip and ended up splitting it right on this side. But he is now perfectly fine. The lip has fully healed. Still a little wonky, but nonetheless, it's restored to like 99% normalcy. So I'm really happy to see that. I'm really happy to see that Ezra's doing good, but it is still sad to see him like side by side of his cage mates. Oh, hi buddy. Hello. You want to say hi to the camera? And these are my most social boys, as you probably could tell. Like they're camera hogs. They love being on camera. And it's actually surprising too because he recently like is now letting me pet him. A couple weeks ago, deathly afraid of me like Ashton, but now he'll let me like pet him and like put my finger up to him and take treats out of my hand. He's just made such a change in like a 180. So I'm really happy to see that. I don't know how it happened, but just all of a sudden, one night in particular, I was cleaning his cage and he just came up to me and just let me pet him. I was like, what is going on right now? But again, you can't plan for piggies. They got their own personality. So he really decided when he wants to become comfortable with me. And it took you long enough, bud. It took 8 months. 8 months for him to get used to me. All right, so this is probably wet. Yep, it is. So we're gonna replace that. And then I've got this one right here. And again, I like to kind of change up their layout just to give them some stimulation. So I'll just put this right there. Nice and fresh pee pad. We'll actually give him this house. And then he is wanting to jump out. Come on. We'll give him 2 fresh pee pads, so we'll take these off. I really do have to change the bunk bed pads about every single day just because they use them so often. So I'll put that there, and he doesn't flip it over, which is nice. He loves chewing on that. What are they doing? Maybe I think this is actually the girls. You know what? We're not gonna give that to them. That's why they're going crazy. It's actually stick with his hay house. That's what he had before. Give his toys back right there. His little 2 bars. That is his clean cage. Pretty simple. Just gonna refill his hay, but he's got nice fresh pee pads. This is probably gonna get another 1 day use out of it because it is a little on the dirtier end, but it is obviously dry. It's just there's some spots where it's kind of wet, which is why I put pee pads over there. But this is his cage all clean, all nice and fresh for my little Ezzy Boo. And yeah, last and final one. Finally, I've been like recording for so long, so let's get to cleaning this cage and we'll be done for the night and I'll sign off with you guys. And I can already predict that Winston and Kai are going to want to jump out of the cage because that's what happens every single time I clean. As you can see, he is wanting to get out, but I just let them have it. They can just roam around for a little bit and just explore while I get their cage nice and clean. Alrighty, and then there is Kai and Winston's cage all clean. I decided to put 2 right there because sometimes they will just lay in the middle, so I just felt like I wanted to make it more cozy if they choose to do that. And they definitely will be getting an upgrade again, as I mentioned before, with doing the whole cage renovation. It's not going to stay like this forever. This is like super like flimsy. It obviously keeps them like separated, but yeah, this is not the official setup with the whole separator stuff because it's just really, really bad with like bad zip tying. I am so happy to be done. This honestly took me a lot longer than I expected just because I was talking through a couple of the clips, but I'm actually just going to refill their hay and then I will talk to you guys in a second. Alrighty guys, so 4 hours later, yeah, I said that right, 4 hours later and we are finally done. It actually took me 4 hours because I had to let my camera battery charge in between a couple takes. It's a lot of work keeping up with 14 piggies, I will say that. It is a lot of work. Honestly though, like no amount of work can really come between my piggies' happiness. Like just knowing that they're going to go to bed super clean and not sleeping in their poop really does bring me happiness in knowing that. And honestly, if I was a piggy, I would want an owner that would do this as well. So yeah, that's what I do every single single night. I really hoped you guys enjoyed watching. I am going to just do some cleaning in here. As you guys can see, I have some dirty laundry right there, but I am exhausted. I'm going to actually take a little shower real quick before I head to bed because I am sweaty. Typically when I'm cleaning I have the AC on, but because I was filming a video I couldn't have it on, so I'm really sweaty. I'm gonna jump in the shower and just take a quick rinse before I head to bed. These piggies, they're ready for bed. I'm ready for bed. I really hoped you guys enjoyed watching. Make sure to leave a like and also subscribe for more videos every single week. Make sure to also go follow my Instagram. I'm constantly updating on there with new updates and also just news. I may also be coming out with a Patreon, so stay tuned for that. And then go check out my Etsy shop. I have so much stuff on there, really cool things. I have a new launch coming out on Saturday, but that's probably before this video is out, but I may have another restock coming soon, and I also have another cool launch coming in November, so go check it out. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching. I love you guys. I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye guys.